This is a gas-gulping, smoke-pouring, noise-producing machine that's used 360 days out of the year as the only means of transportation through the vast land areas of the Florida Everglades. But once a year, this is the vehicle that the natives of Naples, Florida use to transport this quiet town into a rip-roaring celebration. If you were to rub Aladdin's lamp and wish for pleasure, excitement, and relaxation, the genie, without hesitation, would put you in this automobile in this city on the southwest coast of Florida. Before the magical puff of smoke had cleared, you would have ridden the mythical mist of smoke to Naples on the Gulf. There's a fantastic fusion here of rich, modern architecture that hasn't bulldozed aside the tropical flavor of royal palms, beautiful flowers, and clean, breathtaking expanses of sand and sea. Even the pirates of yesterday came to these shores to relax and, of course, to bury their fabulous treasures. Today, the children search for treasure of their own in the form of seashells. The shells are beautifully sculpted by Mother Nature in a rainbow of colors in myriad shapes, making a heart full of joy for the sand pile set. There are many types of pleasant sights in Naples, and this is one of them, the swamp buggy queen and her court. If you're wondering about your hearing, it was no mistake. We did say swamp buggy, and it's the wildest, wettest, wackiest race you've ever seen. The Caribbean Gardens is as exotic and beautiful as the name suggests, a 30-acre paradise of color. Tropical birds roam freely throughout the area, rainbow-colored macaws, flamingos, cockatoos, and toucans. This is the Toucannon Express. He's learning the ropes. Youngsters and animals are always found together, followed by older folks looking for them. You can always tell the time of day by this sight. This is the duck rush hour. These are the duck time trials. The boats all use inboard motors. If he has any trouble, he just feathers the engine. This fellow is quite an accomplished musician, and he's no quack. Oh, excuse me, please go back and perform. Now he'll play his favorite song, My Bill. The wild weekend is on its way. Naples really lets go for swamp buggy days, and things get started with a bang. On Saturday morning, before the big parade, a turkey shoot assembles all the local Davy Crockett's and Daniel Boones looking for bullseyes right down the long barrel. The password is fun, the motto is friendship. What's a weekend celebration without a parade, and what's a swamp buggy parade without a beer? If you don't sport a beaver, they throw you in a portable pokey and away you go. If you're arrested, you must pay a fine to get out. But what's a buck among friends? Besides, it's all in fun, and the money collected helps finance the celebration. Bands from miles around come to Naples to perform. Crowds line the streets, shouting and cheering. The swamp buggy queen and her court, a royal entourage that makes it all official. Special floats are designed depicting various activities in the Naples area and also the many attractions available to the visitors. Anyone seen a crew cut master? Representatives from the animal kingdom and their pop. celebration is always exciting and colorful, the beauty of Naples is everywhere. Did you ever see a scream walking? This is the abominable Swamp Man, a mysterious creature from the Everglades who thrills and chills the youngsters. The swamp buggies are a sight to behold for young and otherwise. A buggy is an indescribable something, but we'll try anyway. It has 4 extremely large wheels, an engine, one that can take knocks, bumps, water, mud, and still keep running. The swamp buggy requires a driver who's fearless, defiant, and part amphibian. Clear the streets, it's a shootout! He's not very fast, but he dazzles them with footwork. The kids get into the act with a pair of puddle pushers. The entries are sparkling clean now, fresh paint scrubbed to a perfect parade shine. Take a good look at the gleaming white walls. It's the last time you'll see them. The whole idea of the race started years ago when hunting in the Everglades was fast becoming a popular sport. Transportation to and from the campsites was accomplished in something similar to the swamp buggies of today. As the hunting season approached, the sportsmen started overhauling their engines. So, during the checkout trials, someone suggested a race in the American tradition of competition. And from then to now, the Swamp Buggy Weekend Derby has evolved. The track itself is man-made. It's shaped like a figure 8, 1 mile in length, located in a natural cypress swamp near the Naples airport. The course is extremely muddy with deep sinkholes to try even the finest of drivers and machinery. The pre-race ceremonies begin just as any other American sporting program. The Powder Puff Run for the Mud is one of the preliminary races that only the gals may participate in. The distaff side of the swamp buggy crew can really handle those machines, and they don't mind the splash either. After all, what lady doesn't love a mud pack? The only ones able to assist these ladies in distress, the Coast Guard or a good swimmer. The ladies, however, are extremely adept at handling the buggies through thick and thin. Staying in control under the most difficult conditions, knowing when to speed up or slow down, and trying to stay dry, all come under the heading of skill. And the ladies have it all the way. The lipstick set in a powder puff run for the mud in a compact swamp buggy. Here they come, the big buggies, bouncing, splashing, roaring, grinding, the crowd yelling, the mud splattering, over, under, around, and through the mud. The wackiest race in history is on. With a combination of vehicles that Jules Verne could never have anticipated. When the buggy passes the judge's stand, the driver must step down and touch bottom, then remount before he can continue. That is, if he can locate bottom. The sponsors provide tractors to remove the ones that can't make it, and today they're pretty busy. For goodness sake, where did I put the brake? The drivers enjoy the races, it pits their mechanical skill against the hazards of a grinding, sloppy, difficult track. But there are other rewards, too. Several $1,000s worth of prize money is at stake. When the big boys race, you can hear the engines growl, spurt, backfire. This, together with the cheering spectators, the commotion is something long to be remembered. It's probably the only racing event you'll never adequately explain to anyone who hasn't seen it firsthand. So next time, bring the doubters along with you. The man at the wheel must know when to ease up and when to pour it on. His ability is put to the test at every sinkhole and at every turn. The greatest thrill of watching the Derby is that no one can ever foretell what will happen next, or who will win, or even how he managed to accomplish it. When it's all over, it's hard to recognize the winner either by face or machine. The buggies come in every size and shape imaginable, and then some you would never imagine. This looks like a covered wagon looking for its team of horses. They happen to be hiding under the hood. As you can see by now, speed is not the greatest factor in winning, but skill and maneuverability. And the engine must not stall or flood out. Keep going is about the only requisite. This is no time to get sidetracked. One of the requirements is to stay on the road, the one underneath all the water. Come into the home stretch, all stops come out. The spray is everywhere, the noise is deafening, and the buggies churn toward the finish line. Maximum speed is called for here. Perfect wheel handling, because the top prize is just a few short yards away. And our winner is home, smiling, triumphant, and elated, and in need of a good scrubbing. To the victor, the spoils, the privilege of dunking the swamp buggy queen. She doesn't mind, though, for her reward is a ride in her regal carriage, the champion carriage of them all. The king of the swamp buggies and the queen of the Derby. No one ever visits Naples without making plans to return. This tropical vision on the southwest coast of Florida is a romantic painting on the Gulf, endowed with sun, sea, sand, and friendly people. There's nothing brief about a stay in Naples, for the never-to-be-forgotten City Beautiful becomes a part of you.